Good morning, everybody. Good, wet, rainy morning here in Adams County, Pennsylvania. Driving through Fairfield right now. You know what they say. All roads lead to Gettysburg, unless you're driving away from Gettysburg. Then all roads lead away from Gettysburg. Yeah. Let's see what's going on. Let's see, what can I tell you about? Oh, tonight we're having AG today on the show. Well, on Patreon. AG today is coming up tonight at 5:30. Of course, you don't need to be a paying Patreon member to watch it. Just need to go over there. You do need to open an account, but you can follow us for free. And, once in a while we do put out free content. And, of course, AG Today is one of them, once a month. Might be changing the night of AG Today. Stephen Taft, recently joined the team. And on the third Thursday of every month, his church has a Civil War roundtable that he wants to go to. But being that he is loyal to AG, he comes to the show, and he's like, "Oh, I've missed you so far. I really want to go." And I'm like, you know what? I'd like to go too. So I said maybe a different night would be better. And then we looked at, well, it doesn't really matter for this, but we looked at analytics for YouTube, and we saw that some other nights might be better than Thursdays, as far as audience interaction and audience even being on YouTube. So I'm going to check with the crew today and see if this change of day might be better for them. Because, originally we did them on Fridays, and the idea was, it was called drive time because it would happen during the afternoon drive. And the idea was, well, it would start at the end of the drive, I should say. Anyway, what was I saying? Idea was that you might be driving down here after work for your weekend vacation in Gettysburg, so we wanted to tell you what's going on in town this weekend and update you on show stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then Veronica and her mom they started going on like these weekend vacations and stuff, and so Friday nights were out for her, so we changed day nights. And there it has stayed at Thursdays. We don't really do it much. We haven't had guests on because it's not a weekly show anymore. It's more for the patrons, so it doesn't really behoove the guests because it's a smaller audience that we're playing to. And really, we're just turning it into kind of a monthly check-in. All of us with each other on the show, and then us with you, our loyal patrons. And so, we don't really care to update you so much on what's going on this weekend unless it's something that we're doing. Like, for example, this weekend is what? Our Patreon only Get Out of the Car tour. And I think I've decided I'm going to blow some coin on a commercial use permit for next year, and all of our tours will be charged. There's a fee. It won't be crazy. But patrons get to go for free on all of them. So there you go. That's going to be one of the new perks for patrons when, by the end of the year, we hope to have kind of revamped our Patreon. I know a lot of creators are doing it. The way I set up Patreon 6 years ago, it doesn't work anymore for me. Like, I can't keep up with the schedule because of all the other things that have burdened my plate. It's like I'm at a, when you own a business, a small business especially, and you're the only real employee of it, it's like going to a buffet with a person who has that, what is that, Grote syndrome, or not Grote syndrome? That was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. But there is some kind of syndrome where you can't stop eating. That thing in your brain doesn't tell you to shut it off and stop eating. Whatever that is. So it's like I asked the person who has that to fix me a plate at a buffet. And it's just, they bring back this plate that's piled so high, and it's like food is falling off of it as they walk back to the table. Those are the things that I can't keep up with and fall by the wayside. So that's kind of what it's been like. And recording and releasing is like literally the tip of the iceberg of what goes into doing this now. It used to be the other way around. It used to be that it was the iceberg and it was just sitting on the shoreline, but the water has come in and taken the iceberg out to sea, and now you just see the tip. And I would say 2% of my time is actually spent on show, and by that I mean recording a show. The rest of it is editing, meetings, all the other stuff. So I think it's time to revamp Patreon. Also, I've over the years I've done polls. I've had conversations with patrons. We had a couple of Zooms with patrons, and the most common answer is that people actually just patrons to support what we do, so that the free stuff doesn't go away. They don't even really join it for the episodes. Maybe one episode might get them to sign up, but it really, from what they tell me, is it's more of like a conscience thing. Like they'll hear a preview of something and it'll be really interesting, and then at some point in their thought process they go, it's about time I supported this guy. Like I've gotten a lot of emails that say that. I've been listening to you for 5 years, and I heard this one preview, and I was, you know what, I've been listening to this guy for free for too long, and it's about time I supported him because, he's been around so long. So then they become patrons, and they don't even really listen to all the other episodes. And then when I look at the analytics on Patreon, that meets out amount of paying subscribers that we have versus the number of listens and episodes get. I would say maybe a fifth of the listener or the patrons actually listen to episodes. So the killing myself to put out 4 episodes a month thing just doesn't work anymore. So we're going to still do patron only episodes, but they're going to be more manageable to produce and keep up with. And we're going to also give you some perks that some can only be used here in Gettysburg. Others are things like you get to come for free on a tour. Now, unfortunately, there's going to be new tiers. We have to redo the tiers, and the prices to keep up with the cost of inflation since 2020 are going to have to go up a couple bucks. And it's literally just a couple bucks. And we're going to make higher tiers that will have some good perks that, again, some you can only use here in Gettysburg, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what yet, as far as which, is it going to be all patrons of any tier that gets to go to a tour, or is it going to be patrons of a ticket price for the tour or greater that get to go? And I'm leaning towards that, because that makes more sense to me. Also, there's a way that Patreon, like you can, when you sign up for a certain level, let's say, you get a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or whatever the case may be, some kind of merchandise, and Patreon will fulfill that for you. That's something we're going to add to one of these higher tiers as well. Again, whichever tier comes in around the value of that t-shirt, or not the value, but the cost of that t-shirt, because you don't pay for that, I pay for that. So when you sign up, your first month covers the cost of a t-shirt. So you'll get a t-shirt for signing up, and it'll say something like, Mike, are you effing serious, or something like that. No, it'll say, I don't know, address a Gettysburg patron or something like that. I have no idea. But these are the things that we've been talking about, and that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Had a really good meeting yesterday. Can't talk about just yet, but at the meeting I talked about doing a show for the patrons, introducing you to the people we've been talking to, working with on this particular project, and showing the fin of the project. We're not going to tell you everything because it's not safe and secure just yet, but we're going to tell you enough to hopefully get you interested, because we were budgeting it, and woo boy, we were Stephen Taft and I were talking after the meeting, and we're like, we're gonna have to trim the fat a bit, but we can't trim the fat on what's in the content of the show. Those things we have to spend money on. We got to figure out a way to trim the fat behind the scenes on the production, the crew, all that stuff. Maybe we don't need as many people, this, that, or the other thing. So we're working on that stuff too. But it is a thing that is going to, we're talking 6-figure type budget here for this thing, but I think you're going to love it. And we're going to, again, show the fin to the patrons. A few months later, as we're more secure, maybe we'll show the back of the shark. And eventually we'll get down further where the water line's at the perhaps midsection of the shark, or the equator of the shark, if you will, because, yeah. So anyway, we're working on a lot of stuff here for you guys, and I've been wanting to do a powwow with y'all because there's a lot going on that you're not aware of yet that I just want you to know, because I feel like we're kind of a team, and I look to you guys for support and advice. And hopefully someday the billionaires in the audience will be like, you know what? I'm writing this kid a check for $1 million so he could do this thing or that thing or whatever. Because that's where we're heading. We're heading into stuff like that. So, and then the big thing, I went to upload. Now, for those of you who saw the D-Day Tavern Talk that came up yesterday on Patreon, you might notice the song at the end. The song at the end I found on a website that purports to have music that is in the public domain. So things recorded in the 30s and 40s and whatever. Well, some people use AI and put it on that site, and then when you go and use it on your YouTube channel, they block it and do not allow you to monetize the video. So I went and uploaded it to YouTube, found that yesterday, and I was like, great, now what? So I've been searching for a version of that song that would be in the public domain, and I found one that technically is not, but I contacted the copyright owner because it's a YouTube video that I found, and I said, hey, here's what I'm doing, here's what happened. I think your version of it actually would be more apropos to use. And now I hear the echoes of Eric Houston in my brain here. He would say, you're making too big a deal out of it. Nobody cares. Nobody notices. Nobody even watches the end credits. But I do. I care. I notice. And someone will someday. And when the history of addressing Gettysburg is written, people will say, he cared in an era where you didn't have to care, and you would be rewarded much more handsomely than he has been for caring. So that's why I do it. It's more about what they say later, not what they say now. So hopefully this person gets back to me in a timely manner so I can get this thing up by Monday. But that's how stupid I am, where I will hold up the release of this thing, just to, whatever. So, just to get it right, just to make the artistic vision visionable. Here's a choo-choo train for all you train enthusiasts. Get a nice look. Oh, it's not that long. I'm sorry. There it goes. All right, let's catch up here. Ms. Lisi, hello. Finally caught you live. Good morning. Mac Gillespie, good morning. Valerie, morning. John B, morning. Adam, morning. Wonder Monkey. I'm just gonna keep saying your names until the good mornings stop. Dirt Bike, Mr. Gutty, Phil, TML. I don't know what that is. It's a heart. It's a heart with eyes. Mac Gillespie. What can I say? Barbara, hello. Good morning to you all. Greetings from Georgia, says Battle Talks and Walks. Excited to be there for the upcoming anniversary. Well, make sure you say hi if you see us. Grant, it's winter here and the weather is better than... Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't say than. He said then. It is there in your summer. Yeah, this spring and summer has been atrocious. Last time we had a summer this wet, it was 2018 when I moved back. Very disappointing. I was all excited to be back in my favorite place in the world. And I moved back right at the start of summer, and all we did was get rain. And I mean, it rained. You know, it rained. In fact, I looked at the forecast today, and it is supposed to rain like the rest of this week, except for Saturday and Sunday, which is good. So if you're coming to town, it's going to be sunny. Monday all the way through next week, rain, and like high percentages and thunderstorms. So that's going to be... Well, I do love a good thunderstorm, though. That I don't mind. See, it's like blizzards and snow. That I can't stand. But a thunderstorm in the summer, nothing better. Ms. Lisi's coming down over the 4th, wondering if we will regret it. So many people. Absolutely, you'll regret it. You'll wait an hour and 45 minutes for lunch or dinner. You will have to deal with the unwashed, huddled masses. This is why we always recommend you come on other weekends. Honestly, if you can get away during the week, that's the time to do it. You'll have pretty much everything to yourself. It'll still be busy in the summertime, but you'll have pretty much everything to yourself. And honestly, I don't know, like 4th of July or anniversary weekend, I remember it a lot crazier than it's been lately. So, and you know, that ties into what we've been meeting about these last several months that I'm telling you are going to cost 6 figures. We're trying to fix that. We're trying to get interest in this place again. And again, I've said this before, the way things are continuing to be done are just rehashing of the old ways, and I don't know that's working anymore for attracting new people. You'll always get the choir, but are you going to convert the masses? How do you get them into the church? And it's not the way everybody's doing it. So we're looking to innovate that, and we're not looking to really do it with the permission of everybody else, because they're not gonna get it. So we're going to show, not tell. And what's tough about that is we need to fund it first. So how do you do that? How do you show, not tell, but you have to tell some people to get the funding to get things going? I don't know, but we'll figure it out, because we're not stupid. And I'm an idiot, but I'm not stupid. Mac Gillespie, thank you very much for my daily coffee. Mucho apreciado. I don't even know if that's proper Spanish, but I appreciate it very much. Thank you. The good Hodgkins, Grant. The good Hodgkins. Dirtbike says, I look at it like there's only 1 year where America's 250 and Gettysburg. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Gettysburg is a big part of America's 250 years. So you might have to just grin and bear it. Paula says, a friend has Addison's disease and her brain doesn't tell her to eat. Oh, that's interesting. That's what JFK had, isn't it? Addison's disease. Without meds, she's never hungry. That's kind of like what the fat shot does. You're never hungry. Grant says, have you had the meeting with the Masons yet? No, I have not had the meeting. What meeting with the Masons? No, I have not. I would meet with the Masons, but I'm talking about the ones that allegedly rule the world. Like, I'd sell myself out to get some funding for what I'm looking to do. But those Masons I never meet. I never meet those Masons. I meet the run-of-the-mill ones. Mr. Getty says, have you seen any more interest in the YouTube sphere recently? The algorithm seems to have changed a little in the last couple of weeks. Yes, sir. Our numbers have been going up since, let's see, when did Steven take over running the YouTube channel? That would be March? February, March? When did he move here? March. So I gave him access to the YouTube channel, and he started doing little things, like just shorts. And we've received a lot more views. Like all the metrics are going up. Prior to that, they tanked at the beginning of 2025. They were doing well, and they tanked. Thanks for the signal, a-hole. They tanked at the end or at the beginning of 2025, and went down every month. And nothing I did really seemed to work, but I also didn't really know what to do. And then Steven came, took over, things started going better. However, the algorithm changed in January, and I've been watching a lot of videos about it. Some good news on that front. They're not rewarding what's called AI slop. They're actually kind of punishing those channels in certain ways, so hopefully we'll see less of that. And they're rewarding long-form content, so moving away from shorts and all that stuff, rewarding stuff like what we've been doing since we started. And so that's good. Now, while the numbers have improved, the only thing that is better than it was before it tanked is the subscribers, which really doesn't mean anything, subscribers, because YouTube interferes with, not that we don't want to subscribe, what I mean is YouTube interferes with my relationship with you. So, you know, you don't see everything that we do. You don't get a notification for everything that we do. And I don't know why YouTube does that. I don't know why they bother having subscribers if that's the way it's going to be. But that's what they do, and they never really explain why. Likes matter, hypes matter, comments matter, shares really matter, and staying for more than 30 seconds matters as well. All those things make a difference. Oh God, what do I do? Okay, he's going around, good. There's an ambulance coming. There he is, you hear him? Here he goes. There we go. Go, Freedom Train, go! There he is. All right. Move along to Culp's Hill. That's where we're heading now, for those of you who are wondering. Why is Iverson so controversial? Because he didn't go with his men. I think some people think he might have been drunk. There's a whole slew of other reasons. We talked about it when we did a show about it years ago. And once we finish the show, everything I learned goes flying out of my brain to prepare for the next show. So that's about all I remember at the top of my head. If somebody in the audience might know better than I. Grant says, AJ is definitely a team. Matt is the mascot. Oh man, wait, Grant, you have to tune in tonight. You have to hear about how I blew up at CWI at Tad and then Eric Houston. And it was very much along the lines of, in response to something along the lines of what you said, in that it's not the joke, it's the with all due respect, the autism to not be able to read the room when to make the joke or not, right? And then that's what causes the blow up. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Felt very good to get it off my chest. And that's okay because Eric understood. Tad still cries over it, so we're gonna try not to, you know. What is our high watermark? I don't think we've had one yet. Yeah, we haven't really succeeded yet. We haven't been winning the war so far. So, you know, don't think we've had a high watermark. It's been a pretty mediocre watermark. You know, meh. Trying to think if there was there. Haven't seen it yet. UNC says we'll trade you for some of that rain. NC needs it desperately. I was Superman and I could blow this storm front down to you guys, because you do need water. You do need water. Tim Day, good morning. Eric W, morning, Matt and all. Adam, good morning. Or he says LOL. T Mel says thank God. My feed has been infested with AI history garbage. I know. It's awful. It's awful. Grant says the AI channels haven't been appearing as much anymore. Only a few are worth it. No, none of them are worth it when it comes to history. Great job on the D-Day Tavern Talk. We were able to listen to all of it while stuck in traffic. Great. See, that's what the beauty of long form is. You can listen in the car, and while you're in traffic, you can learn about airborne operations at the day. Mr. Gutty, good. AI has been infesting the history space, and it's a literal crime against humanity. That's exactly how I would describe it. No, it's terrible. I agree. It's really bad, and it makes people like me say, why should I even bother? You know, that's where I listen to Eric Houston's non-advice, counter-advice, I guess. And I'm like, you know, yeah, like, why should I bother? Nobody cares if AI is kicking the pants off of real people who take the time to learn how things looked or worked or whatever, and make the content around it, which is hours and hours and hours. And then AI, which is made in minutes, beats the pants off of everybody. Why should we bother trying? And I think enough people complained, and YouTube heard them, and they're responding that way. So it's good. And you know, I think you know, for thumbnails, they don't care if you use AI. It's the content of the video. And they're also some reaction videos, which I like reaction videos, but I saw a video the other day that says that that's going to be a coming phase. So a lot of these people that are doing reaction videos and, you know, responding to creators who are actually creating, or not even, like, you know, even if it's the reaction videos I love to watch are people, young people watching or listening to music from like the 60s and 70s and 80s, and just like to see how surprised they are. And you know, it's like, you're in your 30s. Like, how have you not heard these songs? But some of them are like, oh my God, I've never heard this song. I love it. And it's like, really? Like, you've never been in, I don't know, a Walmart and you've never heard this song? Because half these songs are played on, like, you know, elevators and Walmarts and stuff. But I find it fascinating to watch, and it helps me to not hate younger people. Because we have something in common now. Dirtbike says, unfortunately, I bet many of the more casual history watchers can't differentiate between AI smut and not. Oh, I hope they can. I mean, forget about uniforms and weaponry and stuff. How about the way they move and the way they talk and the way all the voices sound basically the same and they sound almost human? AI reminds me of, like, the Coneheads, you know, like aliens pretending to be American or pretending to be humans by mimicking human behavior but not really understanding human behavior. And of course, claiming they're from France. Nobody would ever claim they're from France except for visitors from another planet pretending to be human. Well, let's see. Good to know. I had no idea YouTube even took action against AI. Yes, it did. You'll still see it. It's still out there, but it's there. I've noticed a drastic drop in AI content in my feed. They've also given you, if you're sick of shorts or you waste a lot of time on shorts, and I did this, they have a feature now if you go into your settings where you can limit, like you could limit your time watching shorts. And if you don't want to see shorts in your feed at all, you just put the time to 0 and you won't see shorts again. Because shorts just clutter your feed. I'll watch a short here and there, but I just want to get to long form stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm old fashioned. I need a whole story with the first, second, and third act and all that jazz. There was one AI channel I like, but she does AI time travel and shows what it would have been like to live in those times. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I like that one too. That's pretty well done. I don't get the feeling that this is someone who is like grifting in the history field. Like this is somebody who actually knows what she's doing. She's just using AI. There's another one, and it's not AI. They use actual like computer models. They build them themselves, but I forget the name of the channel. But every once in a while it'll show up in my feed, and they do 3D models of old wooden naval ships that they get from the, what is it, the British Maritime Museum or whatever the hell that big thing is. I forget what it is. And I love that because they start with the keel and work their way up. And it's really fascinating how they built those old ships. It looks like hell to be stuck on one of those things. Jamel, has anyone seen the videos where the AI breaks and starts babbling because saying WWE or WWF confuses it? No, I haven't seen that. Why would that confuse it? Grant says, I don't like when AI is presented as real history or fact. If it is used as parody or something, I don't mind. Oh, I'm with you on that, Grant. I don't mind it being used for unserious purposes, whether it's comedy or, I mean, even music, I guess. Like that Temptations sounding song that we do, the car crashed into a building. Like I'll just listen to that. It's only like 25 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever. But it sounds so much like the Temptations. Everything, the drums, the bass, the horns. And I'm like, man, this is so good. So, I guess I can forgive music because there are people who are doing it. The only problem I have is, like, I don't know, like, is that copyrightable? Is that intellectual property? Well, if you wrote the lyrics, it is. And even if AI came up with the music, if you know music enough to be able to give it prompts to make it sound the way you hear in your head, I guess you're kind of using it as an instrument. So maybe it's just a new type of an instrument, and it is something that you can consider intellectual property. Yo no say. That is something for a much brighter, sharper mind to figure out than mine. UNC says, either YouTube is taking action on my reporting AI or they're adjusting my algorithm to show me fewer AI channels so they don't have to mess with my reporting as much. Oh, I don't know how that works. That's a good question. I don't think reporting does anything for your algorithm. I don't know. I've never reported a video before. I find very few things to be offensive, and I also understand these are people's livelihoods, so I try not to. I don't want to put that mojo out into the world, because I don't want to affect somebody's livelihood. So yeah, I've never done that. Now AI is a different story. I don't care about affecting somebody's AI livelihood, but you know. 60-second. Good morning, Grant. The shorts you've done lately are pretty good. Some nice content there. Thank you. And wait until we actually can take the time to put together the long form content these shorts come from. Grant, I agree. Parody or meme usage is often hilarious. I don't want AI to tell me about Chamberlain that mispronounces names and gets dates wrong. Oh man, that's so annoying. Yeah, they mispronounce names, and it's like you don't even, when you're making it, you don't even catch that, which tells me that you're grifting, and you're just going to Wikipedia and maybe changing a few words around for the script, and then when it mispronounces somebody's name, or you forget to put a period in and it like blurs a sentence, two sentences together, I could tell you didn't proofread your script. I could tell you don't know what you're talking about, and you're just trying to make a quick buck off of suckers. And I don't like that. Yeah, do not like that. I don't know, it's just because I'm jealous because I can't make a quick buck off of suckers, because everything I do has to be done as a slow burn. I could have opened a ghost tour if I wanted to do that. With all due respect. My problem is I get sucked down the shorts section and it takes me forever to get out. Yeah, me too. That's why I limited mine to 15 minutes. And then it tells you you've reached your, no, not 15 minutes, 15, is it 15 minutes or 15 shorts? Well, either way, I've limited it. And then when you get to your limit, it says, hey, you've reached your limit, but it gives you two options. Go to home, which would now not show any shorts, or, well, it takes you to your feed basically, or ignore my limit for the day. So you could do either one of those. Grant says, I know someone who used AI to make songs and put it on his show and claimed it was a real band. Yeah, see, it's fun and it's funny. Dirtbike says, do you host or attend any events, lectures, battlefield tours, etc. during the anniversary week, or do you steer clear of the crowds? Dirtbike, Stephen Taft, when he came on, he's like, why don't you do anything for the anniversaries? And I said, how am I going to do anything that anybody would come to when everybody else, long established, quote unquote, authorities on Gettysburg have events? Like, how would I be able to compete with that? And so I don't do them during the anniversary. It's just, there's too much stuff going on. I'd rather get out there amongst the Volk. Like, we're gonna do some battle walks. We'll be on Matt Atkinson's battle walk on July 1st, and a couple of other ones. We're gonna do, this year I'm so excited because I'm gonna finally get back to doing nerdy touristy stuff. And that's because Stephen Taft just moved to the area and he still feels like he's on vacation and is in tourist mode. So I was doing these things and I've stopped doing them because I've just become too busy. And also, the people I used to do it with, like Eric, the producer, he moved away. Veronica's gotten too busy. And now the people I'm around on a daily basis, Tad's not interested in any of that stuff. Cindy doesn't like it. It's not she doesn't like it. It never caught her attention or interest. And she's given it a lot of tries because she's come to a lot of things that we do. But it just, I caught her hammering a nail into her eye the other day when she had to listen to a conversation about the Civil War. And I stopped her just before the nail made contact. But, yeah, so I'm excited to do that. We're going to do, touristy stuff and be out and about, and we'll have our camera with us and we'll shoot some shorts and stuff. And we would love it if we see you guys. If you guys see us, come up to us, and we'd love to do a short with you. I have coming up with a list of 5 questions that I want to ask you all. We'll also incorporate that into the show when we have guests on, like new guides and stuff. Kind of like James Lipton, but not such stupid questions. So we want to do that with listeners and guests alike. So definitely come and say hi. I had an idea about a ghost tour you and Mikey B could do for that for Halloween. All right, well, let us know. We'll do something. Mr. Gutty says, this is the way. All right. What? Oh. Sorry, I missed some here. T-Mel says, last year was my 4th at Gettysburg. It was so awesome. Oh, it is awesome. It is awesome. Mr. Gutty says, for what it's worth, I was thrilled at the toilet paper show? Oh, the totem pole show, because I felt connected to both people who we study. Okay, let me start this again, Mr. Gutty, sorry. For what it's worth, I was thrilled at the totem pole show because I felt connected to both people who study the Civil War and people who are interested but haven't dived yet. Yes, that was the goal. Okay, got you. Yes, that was the goal. And I heard from the theater crowd, well, most of the ones I've heard were good, but I heard from Ryan, the theater director, that he got one. History's not my cup of tea, but it was enjoyable. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Not my cup of tea, but it was enjoyable. So that was good. UNC says, my only problem with shorts is it reinforces the idea that it's morally acceptable to format videos in vertical mode. Amen to that. Wonder Monkey said, I had an idea about I read that one. Mr. Gutty, this is the way. Can you ever get Rick Hatcher, who's a retired Ranger from Fort Sumter, on the show? I'm sure I could. What would you want me to talk about? Fort Sumter? Ken Wyman says, good morning, Matt. Good morning to you, Ken. Hi, Ken. How you doing, Ken? Don't you love that? Well, I don't know what accent that is. It's different places, but they say their E's as I's. Ken. Hi, Ken. How are you, Ken? All right, I'll stop doing that because that's probably getting on somebody's nerves. All right, listen. As you can see through the window, it's raining, but also there's Gettysburg Baking Company. And I'm going to go in and grab something to eat and go to the office where Tad, I'm sure, is waiting with bated breath outside in his car in the rain. All right, so there you go. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. See you tonight on Patreon, on AG Today, where you'll hear wonderful stories about me yelling at Tad and Eric Houston and God knows what else.